Hello, everybody. So I wanted to do a special message to acknowledge and remember that today is Azukar's birthday. He would have been 47 today, which is too young to die. But Azukar's been with me the whole time that he's been on the other side. And even though it's his birthday today, it really does represent his death day as well, because it was the day that the doctors decided to incubate him and put him into a coma, which then led to him passing away on August the 17th. Although for many people, and certainly for myself, I know that the minute he was incubated, that he did pass over to the other side and he left his body. I just wanted to really acknowledge today and remember Azukar and what he stood for, and also what we stood for together. It was always so important for Azukar to bring community together and to live a life of joy and happiness and compassion and love, and always coming from that place of love. And I know that his dream and my dream together was to create a community where we could bring people together, like-minded people that could celebrate and love one another and that could dance together. You all know his joy of dancing. But even more than dancing, Azukar represented true love and true joy. You never ever saw Azukar without that big, huge smile on his face. It was always there. And when we were together, that was the same. We were always one big smile together. There was spreading joy and happiness everywhere that we went, whether we were dancing or whether we were just walking down the street of Puerto Vallarta together. We were contagious with our love and our joy. And I know that Azukar is helping me from the other side to carry on our dream together. We had a dream to create a community, to create an environment where people could come together. There was a place where people could be happy and joyful and celebrate and create and influence other people. And that influence is to help other people to always be looking at life on the bright side, always to be positive. And that is really what he stood for. And so even though Azukar is on the other side, we are now bringing that dream to fruition together. And in this whole journey of creating Casa de Influencia, the house of influence, it's a place that will influence the way we all see the world. And we will be gathering influencers that can influence other people to look at the world as a happier place, of a place full of love and compassion. I think sometimes we all get a little bit lost in the world and forget that it is all about love at the end of the day. So I have been creating Casa de Influencia in partnership with Azukar. And Azukar has been, I like to say, orchestrating from the other side. Everything about this mission should be impossible, given that it's only 1 year that I've been on this grief journey, and that it's only 1 year since COVID created, a drastic drop in business and some division of people based on beliefs, and what our viewpoints were about COVID. But in that year, Azukar led me to find this property, which is right in the heart of Puerto Vallarta, which is his home, the place that he loved. From the top of the hill, we are 5 minutes from Bodeguita, where we used to love dancing together. We're 5 minutes from the beach, we're 5 minutes from the Malecon, and we're right in the heart of the art district. It's really the heart of Puerto Vallarta. And what we're creating here is a cultural immersion into all that Mexico represents, all that Puerto Vallarta represents, including the thunder. You can probably hear it in the background. What I'm creating with Azukar's help is a community that will embrace creativity. You can come to Casa de Influencia and you can create by sharing your stories. And by sharing your stories, you can influence the way that we all see the world. Now, traditionally, everybody knows that I've done that by sharing stories in the form of a book. But it doesn't have to just be a book. And as I've worked and brainstormed with many of our authors, they have expanded the idea, and Azukar and his love for music and his love for dance expanded the idea as well. And he has led me every step of the way. We do not have a communication from the other side. I don't have a communication with him that is a conversation or a vision. Azukar telepathically guides me and supports me and helps me from the other side to create a vision, and the vision that we had together. And often that comes to me in first thing in the morning. I wake up and I have a message and some guidance about the next steps. And so sometimes I look at my situation and I think, I am a woman alone in Mexico. All of my family are in England. I don't have a partner. Vicente and I separated a few weeks ago. And again, that was a purposeful partnership that Azukar had helped to create. A lot of people even said that Vicente looked like Azukar. And in fact, Vicente, one of the roles that he had when we first met was to actually be a channel for Azukar. So Azukar was able to connect and communicate with me directly through Vicente. But now I'm on a different trajectory as we come closer to the launch of Casa de Influencia. And to honor Azukar and some of his dreams that we shared together. I know that one of the things that he really loved, as you all know, was dancing and was music. And so the event space, which is the rooftop of this building, will be a place where we will dance in honor of Azukar. It will be a place where we will have live music, and of course salsa music, because that was his favorite. And it will be a place of joy and a place of happiness, full of creativity. We are due to officially launch with our first retreats already booked for the beginning of November. But Azukar has invited me to invite all of you to play a bigger part in the pre-launch of Casa de Influencia. And the idea that he has come up with is to invite some friends that have the same vision to come and, if you like, give feedback, create a mastermind, a trial retreat. And that retreat will be called the Women of Influence Retreat. It will be an opportunity for the women of influence to take advantage of this high vibrational space and to create content that will help other people to see the world in a different way. Now, that might be a book, which is traditionally what I'm known for. And I'm sure there's many people that have a book inside of them and they want some help to start creating that book. But it could also be a podcast, and they might want a place to start to record the first podcast shows, or to simply be on my podcast show, so that I can interview you on my podcast show. It could be that you want to use our recording studios to record some music. It could be that you want to record an audiobook. It might be that you want to do a mini YouTube series using our recording studios with a green screen. Or it might simply be that you just want to collaborate and connect with like-minded women of influence. So I am inviting you, Azukar and I are inviting you to a 7-day retreat. It will be the after the Labor Day weekend, so it will be the 3rd week of September. If you would like to apply to come, it will be a special price of $795 for the week. So that's $795. It will include shared accommodation at Casa de Influencia, so that you can give us feedback on the bedrooms, the space, the bathrooms, the environment for sleeping. It will be an opportunity for you to experience our in-house chef. And that will be breakfast, lunch, and a few dinners, where he will be creating the menu for our future retreats based on your feedback from the dishes that you try whilst you're here at the pre-launch retreat. We will also have a live music event on the rooftop, and of course salsa lessons, and dancing. We will also have the opportunity for you all to experience the most amazing masseuse and healer that has really helped me on my journey. As you all know, I had a very bad car accident last weekend, coming back from Guadalajara. Azukar was looking over me, and fortunately, I recovered very quickly. I had quite severe whiplash, and as you all know, I have a steel rod in my back, and so Narciso has given me 3 treatments, and I still have a bit of a lump on the back of my neck, and some muscle spasms along my spine. But basically, as you can see, a week later, I am feeling pretty normal, and I'm chipper. And so you will all get the experience to have a chance to experience Narciso. I see Andrea is there, and she had a massage with him today, so she can give you the feedback from that as well. You'll have an opportunity to really experience Casa de Influencia and the high vibrational cultural immersion experience that we are creating here. So the minute you walk into the building, you will walk into a very colorful rendition of Frida's Enchanted Garden. All along the staircase, our in-house resident artist is creating a mural of Frida, which is on the entrance of the public space. And all the way up the staircase will be her enchanted garden with flowers and butterflies in 3D. And you will have an opportunity to see Ernesto's art throughout the whole building. It will be a living art gallery, not only of pictures and murals on the wall, but also functional art, as much of the furniture here will be upcycled. So for example, we will have 14 boardroom chairs, wooden boardroom chairs that are painted by Ernesto in the Mexican style of beautiful bright colors. And you will also see his art throughout the whole building in various places, as well as at the entrance of the building, we have street art that I commissioned from him, which is a beautiful mural of the Virgin Mary and angels in the sky. And you will have an opportunity to experience some of the excursions that we are planning for our retreats, which include, of course, a salsa lesson, a sampling of live Cuban music in memory of Azukar. You will have an opportunity to do a creative activity with Ernesto, such as making masquerade ball masks out of paper mache, and various other Mexican art that you can make out of paper mache. He'll be teaching you how to do that to get your creative juices going. And we'll also have the opportunity to explore this whole cultural area and neighborhood that we're living in, which is actually surrounded by art galleries. So this whole area I lovingly call the art district, and it is the whole area is rich in culture and art, and it's a very beautiful area with cobbled streets and beautiful architecture. Literally 2 blocks away is the home of Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor, with their little bridge that goes across the street to connect their 2 homes. These are now beautiful restaurants that play live music. And of course, you will have an opportunity to go to La Capella, in fact, where I'm going tonight, which is a beautiful venue, an outside Italian restaurant venue, which overlooks the Lady of Guadalupe Church, It is a stunning view from there. And of course, right behind us is the Mirador, which is one of the top 10 attractions in Puerto Vallarta, which is a little bit of a climb up a hill, a very pleasant hike from behind our building up to the lookout, which is called Mirador, where you can see the whole of Puerto Vallarta from that lookout. And walking out our front door, you walk downhill to the Malecon, where you can have an early morning dip in the ocean, or you can just explore the Malecon and look at the sculptures on the Malecon. And so this is all in honor of Azukar, and it was Azukar's request to include all of you in the pre-launch of Casa de Influencia. And so he wanted to invite you to come along and really get involved and give feedback for our official launch. So we would be able to accommodate up to 10 people. It will be only $7.95, which includes shared accommodation and meals, 2 or 3 meals a day, depending on what the chef is creating and what other activities we want to do. We will be visiting also my favorite band, Media Luna, in Corte and Cortez, which is a beautiful little restaurant by the beach where they play live flamenco guitar music. And we'll be taking you along there for one evening to experience that. And we'll also do an excursion to the southern beaches, which are the white sand beaches of Los Arcos and Miss Maloya and Boca de Tomatland and Playa Negra, all of those beautiful white sand beaches that you've probably seen on my Facebook feed. So really, this opportunity is to invite you to come and help me to create Casa de Influencia with your feedback and to celebrate with Azukar and myself, and so that we can show you what we've been creating as a partnership, with him working on the other side and orchestrating everything from the other side, including finding the investors to make this project possible. And we are still looking for investors. So if that is something that you might be interested in, it is created as a timeshare type investment. So basically you can be a passive investor in that you get rental income from the weeks that you own, or you can be an active investor in that you run a retreat here or your own workshops here, and you're basically paying a price for 2 weeks or 4 weeks of the year. So I was offering to start with only a 4-week investment for 100,000, but I've had requests for a 2-week investment for 50,000. So that's basically for 10 years. So it's equivalent to only $2,500 per week for 10 beds and the indoor-outdoor event space, a boardroom for 14 people, 3 recording studios and a co-work space, and access to, of course, the my services for publishing workshop or creation of books, and assistance and help in terms of using the recording studios either for music or for poetry or for a documentary or spoken word or whatever it is, that however you want to create your content and to be interviewed on my podcast show. So an investment of that is equivalent to $2,500 for a week. You can do your maths pretty fast to see that that's basically $25 a bed, plus the event space, plus the co-work space, plus the boardroom, plus the recording studios. So it's an opportunity to basically raise the capital and to be an investor in the property for 10 years. So it's like a 10-year lease, if you like, with the investment up front, which is $50,000 for 2 weeks of the year for 10 years. So otherwise, the property will be available for rental for your retreats. And that'll be starting around $5,600 for the week. So as you can see, as an investor, you're actually getting it at about half the price. So these are all things that Azukar has helped me create here from the other side. A lot of these things I have just been given to me by Azukar and by his help on the other side. And it has been a very unusual business partnership. But it's been one that is really, it doesn't surprise me that Azukar is able to do a lot more work as my guardian angel than he was able to do as my earth angel. His light was too bright here on earth, but in heaven he can help and do so much, and he is. So let's all wish happy birthday to Azukar. He would have been 47 today, but it marked his death day because it was the day they decided to incubate him. And I just want to acknowledge him and to let everybody know how we are still co-creating together in joy with him on the other side. So thank you everybody for listening. And if you'd like more opportunity, like to know more about the pre-launch retreat, Women of Influence, which is an opportunity for just $7.95 to help cover the expenses of accommodation and food. That includes 7 nights shared accommodation and meals, to get your feedback on Casa de Influencia. And that will be the 3rd week of September for 7 nights. So if you're interested in getting involved and you'd like to work with me and Azukar, please get in contact. And thanks so much for everybody watching. Hi, Tina, sister, and hi, Brent, and hi, Candy. It's really nice to see you all listening. And I'll speak to you all soon. And happy birthday, Azukar. We all love you.